Alright, welcome back to Clan Consultant. So let's meet our next clan, CryptNdRipped. They are an international clan, a war clan. They are aspiring to be an elite war clan, so they're level 4, so they're on their way up. And they really want one day to be part of the CWL, which, in case some of you aren't aware, that's the Champions War League or the Clan War League. So go to clanwarleague.com if you want some more information on that. And one of the main reasons I was asked to come in was to take a look at how they do their war and help address some, maybe I can help improve some of their activity issues. So let's go into it and take a look at the clan. While I'm waiting to gain entry, let's take a look at their clan description. It does state that they are a war clan, no pressure. It's really pretty minimal, but at least it lets somebody know that they are going to be trying to get into a war clan. So at least they got that portion of it covered. There could be a little bit better description, but we'll get into that more as I get a better feel for the group. Alright, so while I wait to gain entry, let's take a look at the leaders and their activity levels. So the leader has 36 attacks 1. He's at Town Hall 8. My main account, which I'm not overly active with, has around 100, so it gives me an idea of their activity levels. That's not a lot for this late in the league already, or into the trophy season. So I mean, he's kind of setting the example, in my opinion, for how active the rest of the clan probably should be. Kaiser is really high with 205, so obviously maybe their other leaders are picking up the mark for him. Here's another co-leader with only 7, 105, so it's kind of a mix with the leaders on the activity level. 92, so 38. So yeah, it's very up and down for the leader. So my first impression is that the leadership isn't on a lot. I will get a better idea once I see the chat and the time of what's on the messages and how long they go between chats. I mean, it's been a few minutes already since I've requested access, so that tells me a little bit. There's really nobody on leader or elder to even grant me access to this point. Alright, so while I'm waiting, let's take a look at some of their high people here to see what their town hall levels are. So we got 10 high heroes. Troops are pretty high, mostly maxed. Spells are all maxed. Defenses are all pretty high. Infernos aren't maxed, working on the wall, so it's a pretty decent looking base right there. Let's see who else we got at the top. This is one of their higher players. He's an elder, 1009. You know, again, mid activity. Troops are all high. Base looks high. Let's take a look at how full these collectors are. So I mean, he gets on at least once a day, I would say. So nothing that looks really that bad up top right now. I'll be interested to see some of these other ones once I'm in the chat levels, but you know, these are the guys that are going to be at the top of the war board, and their troop levels are good levels, their heroes are high, and their defenses are high. So I mean, they have a decent makeup up top. So again, we'll have to take a better look once we actually get a look at the war map and their war log and how things are going there. And then maybe we can figure out what's going on with the activity levels a little deeper. Alright, so finally got in, took 22 minutes, which I guess isn't horrible. And but if you look at the chat, the last one was, you know, 2 hours prior, an hour prior. So there's a lot of timing, or a lot of space between the chats. Here we got a gap of 4 hours. So there is some activity level stuff going on here, but just a quick glance at their war log. Pretty decent, 29.6, and I'll dive more into the war log in a future video, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible. So I haven't heard anything from Mark since I first got in, and told him I was gonna be right back, but that's only been a couple minutes. He was been polite so far, so we'll see where this goes from here, but so far so good. So yeah, Mark's been polite and chatty, which is nice. Talked about how they want to have a 50-6 record, and then he mentioned the donations, which if you do look, the they are kind of all over the map. But he says the higher guys like to leave to higher clans to get those higher troops. So I guess I get that. It can make things a little confusing, but their war record is pretty decent, and again, they have a pretty good goal of going for 50. So we'll keep chatting with Mark, and we'll see where this goes. Okay, so finally got in there a little bit near the end of the conversation. Not a whole lot about rules in any way, shape, or form. Found out the age range as low as around 13, high to 20. So sometimes having younger players in your clan can affect your activity levels because they're at school or they get in trouble, so their parents take away their devices. So you never know what kind of effect that could be having. And this one here, we're talking about having to download Line app to join wars, because to do all their communication. Now I do understand that a lot of clans do that, but it does take away from the chat in your chat box here, and so it can affect how the activity feel is in your clan if everything's not showing up in the chat box, and when new people come in, you know, there's not as much communication on there. So that could account for some of the big jumps I saw further up here, where there's 3 or 4 hours of communication gap. It's probably because some of that was going on that side app. Again, not necessarily that big of a deal, but it can affect the feel of how active things are. So I'll keep an eye out, and we'll see how this goes from here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For more tips on running a clan, attacks, or other information, go to clanconsultant.com.